ऐसे ना वेबसाइट आपकी चल रही है अभी भी? हाँ, ranmarit.com. It's got a website. Okay, every day he uploads some pictures. बता दिए कि what he does. All right, complete the notes below. Write one word only. आज एक टेस्ट ही लंबा हो गया है ना मल्टीपल चॉइस की वजह से. One word only. History of fireworks in Europe. लो जी शुरलियाँ पटाखे आ गए. हाँ, history of fireworks in Europe. Okay. All right. History of fireworks in Europe. 13th to 16th centuries. Fireworks were introduced in China. Okay. Now, next, question number 31. Please focus. Can you see the word war? Right? Now, by the way, you don't need to read the notes before. Just focus the word war. What are the other words for war? War, battle, fight, military operation. You know, they use the word military operation, military purposes, like that. Whatever they say, because the question is, their use may mainly to do with. Now we are talking about fireworks. You know fireworks? Atashbazi? Yeah, shurliyan patake, all that, fireworks. So whatever they say after war, question number 31, dash in plays and festivals. And answer is one word only, plays and festivals. Let's see, question number 31.
You will hear part of a lecture about the history of fireworks in Europe.
An interesting aspect of fireworks is that their history tells us a lot about the changing roles of scientists and technicians in Europe. Fireworks were introduced from China in the 13th century. Up to the 16th century, they were generally used for military purposes, with rockets and fire tubes being thrown at the enemy. But they were also sometimes a feature of plays and festivals, where their chief purpose was related to religion.
Huh? They said plays and festivals where their chief purpose was related to religion. Now what they did, they reversed it. Right? वो राहत फ़तेह अली खान का गाना भी है ना, पहले एक दफ़ा जुमला बोलता है फिर जुमला उल्टा के बोलता है. कौन सा गाना है? तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन. सुना हुआ है ना? तो उन्होंने भी यही काम किया है, यहाँ पे यही काम हुआ है. क्या हुआ है? In plays and festivals, so they said plays and festivals later. Please listen now.
You will hear part of a lecture about the history of fireworks in Europe.
An interesting aspect of fireworks is that their history tells us a lot about the changing roles of scientists and technicians in Europe. Fireworks were introduced from China in the 13th century. Up to the 16th century, they were generally used for military purposes, with rockets and fire tubes being thrown at the enemy.
Now please be careful, listen carefully from here.
But they were also sometimes a feature of plays and festivals, where their chief purpose was related to religion.
Okay, plays and festivals where their chief purpose was related to religion. So chief purpose and mainly. Can you see this? Their use was mainly to do with, mainly and chief purpose. So the answer is religion. Let's go on. Question number 32, 17th century. Various features of dash were shown in fireworks display. Underline various features. And write their aspects of. ASPECTS. Aspects of. So various features of dash were shown in the fireworks. Fireworks means in Atishbazi fireworks, they showed various features of something. Right? Let's see.
By the 17th century, the rulers of Europe had started using fireworks as a way of marking royal occasions. Technicians were employed to stage spectacular shows which displayed aspects of nature, with representations of the sun, snow and rain.
Nature, very good. Aspects of nature, and then they explained that with sun, this and that. Right? So sun will not be the answer, nature will be the answer. Okay, question number 33. Scientists were interested in using ideas from fireworks displays to make human dash possible. to make human dash possible. Something related to human, right? To make human dash possible. For possible, they can use the word might be able to. Might be able to. Human dash possible means humans might be able to dash, right? So let's see what do they say.
But fireworks also aroused the interest of scientists, who started to think of new uses for them. After seeing one firework display where a model of a dragon was propelled along a rope by rockets, scientists thought that in a similar way humans might be able to achieve flight.
Humans might be able to achieve flight, udna, hawa mein udna. Humans might be able to achieve flight means make human flight possible. Just underline, write the sentence like make human flight possible, humans might be able to achieve flight. Question number 34. To show the formation of dash, underline formation of. And for formation they can use the word, now listen carefully, to show the formation of. For this they might use the sentence like way to demonstrate how dash were formed. How dash were formed or how dash was formed. Now listen and answer.
A dream of many scientists at the time. Other scientists, such as the chemist Robert Boyle, noticed how in displays one firework might actually light another, and it occurred to him that fireworks might provide an effective way of demonstrating how stars were formed.
How stars were formed, formation of star, and how stars were formed. I'm telling you, please focus this thing because they will repeat. These type of sentences will repeat. So if you learn them here, you will be able to find the answers quickly. So the answer is stars. Formation of stars, how stars were formed. So whenever they use the word formation, you know how they are going to deal with it. Question number 35. London, scientists were distrustful at first. Later, they, what do they means? Scientists, very good. And for scientists, they use the word technicians, right? Scientists or technicians investigated dash uses of fireworks. Investigated dash uses of firework. For uses, they might use the word purposes. Okay? For example, it can be dash uses of fireworks, dash purposes of fireworks. So let's see, 35.
Scientists at the time often depended on the royal courts for patronage. But there was considerable variation in the relationships between the courts and scientists in different countries. This was reflected in attitudes towards fireworks and the purposes for which they were used. In London, in the middle of the 17th century, there was general distrust of fireworks among scientists. However, later in the century, scientists and technicians started to look at the practical purposes for which fireworks might be employed.
Scientists and technicians started to look at practical purposes. So the answer is practical because it's one word only. Okay, St. Petersburg, fireworks were seen as a method of dash for people. Underline method of dash for people. Underline people and write their masses. For people, they use the word masses. M-A-S-S-E-S. Underline as a method of. For as a method of, they usually use important element. Important element of dash for masses. Means as a method of dash for people. Now focus important element, and for people they will use the word masses.
It was a different story in Russia, where the St. Petersburg Academy of Science played a key role in creating fireworks displays for the court. Here, those in power regarded fireworks as being an important element in the education of the masses, and the displays often included
the education of the masses. Important element, method of. Education for the masses. For masses, they use the word people. जिसको ये समझ आ गया, लिस्टिंग में फिर 9 आएगा पक्का, लेकिन मल्टीपल चॉइस भी तो है. Okay, so don't worry, you can just do that also. Question number 37. Paris, displays emphasize the power of the dash. Underline power of the. Now, again I tell you, whenever they use the word power of the, for that they will use supreme authority. Listen now, power of God, supreme authority of God, synonyms. Power of God, supreme authority of God. Now, whatever they say after supreme authority, that will be the answer.
In Paris, the situation was different again. The Paris Academy of Sciences played no role in staging fireworks displays. Instead, the task fell to members of the Royal Academy of Painting and Sculpture. As in Russia, the work of the technicians who created the fireworks was given little attention. Instead, the fireworks and the spectacle they created were all designed to encourage the public to believe in the supreme authority of the king.
Supreme authority of the king. So the right answer is king. Let's go on. Question number 38. Scientists aimed to provide. Underline the word provide. For provide, they usually use the word give or offer. Give or offer. So scientists aim to provide dash, to offer dash, to give dash, and all that.
However, science was also enormously popular among the French nobility, and fashionable society flocked to demonstrations such as Nicolas Lemery's display representing an erupting volcano. The purpose of scientists was basically to offer entertainment to fashionable society.
The purpose of scientists was to offer entertainment. So the answer is entertainment. Got it? So part 4 can be easier if you focus things like this. Let's go on. Question number 39. First 18th century Italian fireworks. Just underline 18th century Italian. Then they say Cervandoni's fireworks display followed the same pattern as and dash. Now underline followed the same pattern. Followed the same pattern. Now listen carefully and write it down if you can. Would be structured in the same way. Followed the same pattern means would be structured in the same way. So whatever they say would be structured in the same way as dash, that will be your answer. Followed the same pattern, would be structured in the same way. Question number 39.
In the course of the 18th century, the circulation of skills and technical exchange led to further developments. Fireworks specialists from Italy began to travel around Europe, staging displays for many of the European courts. The architect and stage designer Giovanni Cervandoni composed grand displays in Paris, featuring colourfully painted temples and triumphal arches. A fireworks display staged by Cervandoni would be structured in the same way as an opera.
As an opera. How do you spell opera? O-P-E-R-A. Right? Opera is just like sort of music where there's a fat lady and she's crying loudly. Okay? Yeah, that's called opera. Question number 40. Last question. Before question number 40, second last bullet point, there is middle classes. So just underline middle classes. When they speak about middle classes, audio is there. Now question number 40. Some displays demonstrated new scientific discoveries such as, underline new scientific discoveries and then such as. For scientific discoveries, they can use the word phenomena, the new phenomena. New scientific discoveries, new phenomena of dash, right? New scientific discoveries such as. So the answer is a scientific discovery.
As in the previous century, fireworks provided resources for demonstrating scientific laws and theories, as well as new discoveries. And displays now showed a fascinated public the curious phenomenon of electricity.
The curious phenomenon of electricity. Discoveries such as they use curious phenomenon of electricity. So the answer is electricity. Okay, now listen. You have to take mock tests, listening mock tests from Cambridge IELTS books. It's a very good idea if you just have all the audios in your mobile phone, and then you can have a good hands-free or Bluetooth device or whatever is convenient for you. So take at least 2 tests a day, but one test you take. Now, each listening test will take around 25 minutes. But after that, you have to spend almost 1 hour on your wrong answers. For example, you took one test, complete, and as you're taking the test, mobile should be on aeroplane mode. It should be upside down.
Well, that shouldn't take long.
It should be upside down on the table, and you should take all complete tests without tempering the audio. Tempering the audio means you stop it, you say, ki kenda si, go back, listen to it again, don't temper the audio. After that, check your answers. Now, when you check your answers, do 2 things. Tick and cross. Where you put a cross, there you write the correct answer also. For example, question number 11, right answer is B. You wrote C. Now, cross and write there B. Now, second time, you're going to drag the audio up to a point where there is the audio of that question. Listen to it carefully. See why you selected the wrong answer, why other answer is right. This is what we call learning, which is very, very essential for you guys. If you are not careful or if you don't rectify your mistakes, you will never improve. If you take test after test blindly, अन्ने वाह, आज कितने कीते आज 10 हो गए, score कितना आया 15. Right? Not like this. So just do it one test, and after that there should be debriefing, focusing your mistakes, rectifying your mistakes, listening to the audio. And by the way, sometime if you can't find even the answer after listening to the audio, then you can go to the end of the book and read the transcript. They have given the transcript, read the transcript. Finally, when you say, oh, I see, when this voice comes from inside, that means you have reached the right place and you have learned something. Like this, if you learn from your mistakes, you are going to be fine, right? Okay, thank you.